This one around Tories and tax. This is, of course, in the lead-up to the budget on the 15th of March. The Prime Minister is facing pressure from his own backbenchers to avoid raising corporation tax. Now, Liam Halligan has been following this story for weeks, and he joins me now. And Liam, this was the big argument of the summer. Liz Truss was saying we shouldn't raise corporation tax. Rishi Sunak was saying we should. This row hasn't gone away.
It hasn't. This stems back to last spring, Tom, when Rishi Sunak was the Chancellor before the Chancellor before the Chancellor. He legislated in his then spring budget 2022 to raise corporation tax from 19%, which is very competitive by international standards, to 25%, which the way our allowances work, frankly, isn't very competitive. That would send us from like 5th in the OECD division of tax competitiveness to 30th. We don't need that at this point, in my view. We need to be attracting investment. So, of course, Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng, they wanted to reverse that increase from 19 to 25%. And then Jeremy Hunt came along and reversed the reversal. So we are going up from 19 to 25%
now, of course,
in April 2023.
The OBR says that this would raise around £20 billion a year. That's not to be sniffed at.
They say it's 18 billion, and a lot of people, including myself, think that that's wrong. If you look at how completely skew-whiff OBR forecasts have been on corporation tax over the last few years, huge differences in what they predict and what actually happens. I would say that if we keep corporation tax where it is, many businesses that would otherwise go bust, would otherwise fail to survive, will actually keep on going and therefore generate more tax revenue. I actually think raising corporation tax to 25% will cost the Treasury money. But far more importantly, a lot of business leaders and Conservative backbenchers now agreeing with me. I've been writing this in my Telegraph column literally for months, putting forward the figures. And some of those figures have now been used in this letter which an organisation, a centre-right policy group called the Centre for Brexit Policy have put forward. And they've got the support now of the Telegraph newspaper, the Daily Mail newspaper over the weekend when this news of this letter emerged. And quite frankly, Rishi Sunak's got a problem because you've got a lot of people from across the party on the backbenches. You know, the ERG, the European Research Group, you've got the Conservative Growth Forum, which is like a group of people who don't want Liz Truss to be leader but agreed with a lot of what she was trying to do. John Redwood from the No Turning Back group. I would say at least 60 or 70 Tory MPs are in the membership of these various groups that have signed this letter. And you know, Tom, do the parliamentary maths. That means Rishi Sunak won't be able to get his finance bill that implements the budget legislation through if these Tories decide to really make a stand here. And it does strike me as odd. We've spent billions and billions of pounds keeping particularly small and medium-sized companies going during lockdown. They're now facing massive energy bills. They're going to go up again in April, by the way, when government support for corporate energy bills is taken away. And raising their corporation tax, taking 6% off their margin, it is a tax on profits, but a lot of those profits are reinvested and it's all about cash flow. So it strikes me that Jeremy Hunt, the Chancellor, who, by the way, when he stood to be Tory leader, wanted a 15% rate of corporation tax. When he stood to be leader before that, he wanted a 12.5% rate of corporation tax. He now wants a 25% rate of corporation tax because, frankly, in my view, it's a personal view, he's listening to Treasury economists who don't properly forecast the economy. Again, that is my view.
It is interesting looking at the counterfactuals because we're seeing some investment decisions now, some real-world investment decisions of companies choosing where to base future operations, where to base new headquarters and the like. And they're looking between, for example, the Republic of Ireland, which has half the level of corporation tax now, or will do after April, to the United Kingdom. Is it any wonder that sort of the big businesses of this world are basing themselves out of Dublin rather than London?
Well, as you say, AstraZeneca, the pharmaceutical giant, has decided to put a new headquarters in Dublin, a 12.5% rate of corporation tax. We'll see how long the EU accept that 12.5% of corporation tax, by the way. But for now, that's what it is in Ireland. And you know, fair play to the Irish. It means they've got a massive amount of foreign direct investment over many years, huge numbers of jobs, taking advantage of Ireland's superb workforce, highly educated, young, energetic workforce, as you know, Tom, and that much lower rate of corporation tax. And this AstraZeneca decision has really focused minds. But it isn't just big business, OK? Yeah. If you run a small company, you know, that employs 10 or 15 people, you're going to be paying a lot of corporation tax. And at a time when margins, particularly for manufacturers, are so tight, if you take 6% off that margin, you are threatening the viability of the business.